Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered about its journey from a pile of metal to resting in your palm? Well, imagine a team of elite code breakers huddled around a table, their faces illuminated by the eerie glow of machines that crackle with electricity. They are deciphering messages that could save countless lives. This is not a scene from a spy movie, but a real-life drama that unfolded during World War II. Their secret weapon, a series of ingenious ciphers and codes that made the unbreakable German Enigma code finally bow down. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into the fascinating story of the men behind the machines, who dared to conquer the enigma of codes. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be amazed by the brilliant minds that once seemed like they were invincible. In the early days of World War II, the Germans were using a device called Enigma to send secret messages that were nearly impossible to decode. Enigma was a machine that could produce a huge number of different combinations, which made it look like any message sent through it was unbreakable. It was like trying to guess a PIN code on a safe with millions of possible combinations. But there was a problem. The Germans weren't using these codes to protect valuable secrets. They were using them for all kinds of things, from sending orders to moving troops around. And that meant that if the British could break the codes, they would have a huge advantage over the Germans. So in 1932, the British government set up a secret unit called Hut 6 at Bletchley Park to try to break the Enigma code. And that's where Alan Turing came in. He was one of the best code breakers in the world, and he had a brilliant idea for a new kind of machine that could help him break the Enigma code. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't breaking codes just for computers? Well, not exactly. It turns out that Alan Turing was actually one of the pioneers of computer science, and his work on breaking the Enigma code helped to lay the foundations for the modern computer. But let's go back to his amazing machine. Turing built a machine called the bomb that could test thousands of possible Enigma settings in just a few hours, which was much faster than the humans at Hut 6 could do. And it worked like a charm. In fact, the bomb machine was so good that it was able to break the Enigma code within a day, which was way faster than the 3 months that the Germans thought it would take. And the best part was that the bomb machine didn't need to be programmed. It could learn how to solve new puzzles by itself. That's right, we're talking about a machine that can learn. How crazy is that? Anyway, this learning process began with the bombs copying the encrypted message into paper tape. These tapes were then fed into another machine, the Heath Robinson, which was designed to simulate various encryption settings. If a match was found, a light would illuminate, indicating that further investigation was required. In other words, they had essentially created a sort of teaching machine that could help them learn the rules of the game. This was a huge breakthrough because it meant that they could start to figure out the algorithms that the Enigma machine was using to encrypt the messages. Once they knew the algorithms, they could start to develop ways to reverse them, which would allow them to read the encrypted messages. It wasn't easy, but after years of hard work, they finally did it. And that was a major victory for the Allies because it gave them access to all kinds of secret German plans and information. For example, the British were able to use the Enigma code to find out when and where the D-Day landings would take place, which gave them a huge advantage over the Germans. In fact, historians believe that breaking the Enigma code may have shortened the war by 2 years and saved millions of lives. Now here's the thing. Despite their incredible achievement, the men who worked at Bletchley Park didn't get much recognition for their work until decades later. It was top secret, so they had to keep quiet about it. But now we know that their work was one of the most important factors in winning the war. Now let's talk about what happened to Alan Turing after the war. Well, in 1952, Turing was charged with gross indecency because he was gay. This was a crime in Britain at the time, and he was given the choice of going to prison or taking a drug that would make him infertile. Tragically, he chose to take the drugs, and they made him very sick. In 1954, he died at the age of 41, but his legacy lives on. In 2013, The British government apologized for the way he was treated, and in 2019, he was pardoned. There's even a statue of him outside the Bletchley Park Museum. So remember, the next time you hear someone say that World War II was a turning point in history, you'll know that it really was, thanks to the brilliant mind of Alan Turing. Now, here's something I want you to think about. Could you imagine a world without computers or the internet? Well, if Turing hadn't invented them, we might be living in the world right now. But thanks to his hard work and dedication, we can enjoy all the benefits of technology that we take for granted today. So next time you see a computer or use the internet, remember to thank Alan Turing. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support us, you can become a member by clicking the link in the description. As a member, you'll get access to exclusive content, be able to vote on future topics and more. Thank you for watching. See you next time.